Man's disease, the illness, man's last image. I can't bear to depart my inner thoughts. Pictures of self-consuming, eat in my internal consciousness. As my mental health starts to decay, rot, rust, and regress to a deep, dark, definite state. Alas, as I'm just a dreamer, with no real place, with no real things, with nothing to go on to. The sick, vulgar, nasty filth, as the guts squeezed out of the roach, the cockroach has been stepped on, destroyed, stripped of life. The stench of 1,000 dead flies, maggots hollowing out the dead rat. Roaches consuming not just the 1,000 dead flies, yet feast upon the white larvae that thrive in the dead rat. Slow movement, white worm, like the slimy little bastard you are. The foul stench of rotten bodies, the disease of man, God's written dead creatures of the high night. Alas, as I'm just a dreamer, with no real place, with no real things, with nothing to go on to. Look towards me, within my eyes, light itself has been concealed by the lights of clouds, lost and forgotten by the murky fog, haze driven as the barrens adrifted. The spirit becomes disoriented and forgotten of soul and passion. Even my sight has failed, as the needle pierces the skin, penetrating into the vein. Feel, oh, won't you feel the seduction, the pleasures that sedate the brain? Rainfall, falling into the abyss, darkness settles in. Settle in, my friends, comfort and content. The soothing pain, the sedating rain, thoughts of you rushing through the brain. Memories of adolescent nights, chill, blue, very bright, and yet sweet, and yet foreign haze gray memories. Time, the fabric of society lifted, space, the spirit adrifted, alack. As I'm just a dreamer, with no real place, with no real things, with nothing to go on to, stoned immaculate, Hail Mary, full of grace, pray for us sinners. Blessed art thou, our Father, who art in heaven. Thy kingdom comes from thy realms of the gods, thy pleasures of fruit, the light of sinners. Our Father that has abandoned, our Father that has abandoned, our Father full of grace, who art in heaven, heavenly Lord, heavenly God, heaven is gone. As I'm just a dreamer, with no real place, with no real things, with nothing to go on to, filth, nasty, sickness, infestation, dead rats, maggots have, the stench of 1,000 dead flies, as I lie here, fading into eternity, the abyss closing, tightens, chokings, suffocation, lack of emotions. Our Father, full of grace, our Father, and abandon thy space. Thy kingdom come closer. Titans, chokings, thy kingdom comes, thy surviving will, God's last will. Alas, as I'm just a dreamer, with no real things, with no real place, with nothing to go on to.